Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name's James, and today I got something a little different for you. I have what I consider the best way to fix a spine roll. And we're not going to use any irons. We're not going to use any heat. We're not going to do any pressing. Well, kind of a little bit of pressing, but it's kind of special. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do this. And I decided for the experiment, this is something that was in my head. So I decided for the experiment, I would take a comic that I recently showed on my live stream that had a spine roll. But we'll get into all of that right after this. So the comic that I'm talking about is this Little Lulu. Now, it came out perfect. No question about it. There's no evidence of a spine roll at all. Really came out nice. But I got to thinking, this is missing, this comic right here, it's missing the centerfold. Could that centerfold have affected the outcome of the process? So I decided to do another one. Now, I'm going to show you how I did the Little Lulu, don't worry. But I decided to do this. This is Lois Lane's number 67. It's a Silver Age comic. So, of course, we got to be kind of careful with it because it's Silver Age, right? And it does have a spine roll, as you can see. It also has a fold, and I'm going to get rid of that fold, but not yet. I want to bend it back the way it's supposed to be, but I'm not going to do that yet. And I counted the pages, and it is complete. But as you can see, there's definitely a spine roll. Not a huge one, but it's there. And we're going to fix it, I hope. And I'm going to show you how I do it with this one. So you're going to see me do it twice. Once with the Little Lulu, and you've already seen the results of that. And once with this one, which you have not yet seen the results because I haven't done it yet. Silver Age. But, this comic, the back of it's really dirty. And I'm going to have to fix that. But I'll do it after the spine roll. But just so you 100% know that it's the same comic that I'm showing you now that I show you later, I'm going to take my eraser. I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to go over a little bit of the top here. See if we can't clean off some of this dirt. And no, no, I did get a little tiny bit of it off right up here. Just so that you can tell, this one has had a very little bit of cleaning done to it up there. That's going to be my proof that it's the same book. Okay. And if that's not proof enough, I've got this long crease that goes from here all the way down to here, and that'll help too. So I'm going to use my phone to do this. So let's get started, and I'll show you the process on Little Lulu. And then right after that, I'm going to go straight into the same process for the Lois Lane.
Okay, what I have here is a comic with a spine roll, and it's not the nicest spine roll in the world. It's about 3/8 of an inch. It's a Little Lulu comic. This is missing the centerfold, but I thought it would still be a good one to show how I fix spine rolls. And what we need here is a little bit of equipment. We, of course, need the comic. And then we need my humidity chamber. This has maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch of water inside of it. A couple of little boxes. They're old card boxes with the lids, and it's all separated. And then a wire cooling rack for cookies and bakery and stuff like that. Now, I actually have 2 of those racks, and there's a reason for that. It doesn't take much water for a humidity chamber. It takes surface area. And that's why I like this big one, because it has a lot of surface area. So what we're going to do here is we're going to open this comic to the center, or what should be the center, but isn't because it's missing the center. And I'm going to turn it over like that. And then I'm going to take a second wire rack. It's exactly the same. And you can get these racks pretty much anywhere. I think I bought one of these at Walmart and one at the Dollar General, and they were about the same price. So it's not a big deal. So once you have them both like that, all we're going to do, put the top on. And we'll be back in, let's give it 6 hours and see how it looks. So it's been about 6 hours. We'll take this off, take a look at how it turned out. I just need to see if it's a little bit damp, and it is. It's just a little bit damp, which is perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to another area here. And we're going to set it down. And I'm going to try to fold it over. As you can see, it still doesn't want to come right, but if we take it, this is not easy to do. We take it, and I'm just going to press it down with my hand here. I'm going to have to do this, and then there you go. As you can see, it's even over here, and all I did was straighten it up and then use my finger on it. Now we're going to put this over the top of it, and I have another shelf section just like this one that I'm going to lay on top of it. That's it. We'll let it sit for 5 or 6 hours. I'll be back in about 6 hours. Okay, as you can see I have the Lois Lane comic flattened out like this. I'm going to add a little bit more water because it needs it. The idea behind this is you don't need much water. That 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch of water along the bottom is plenty. You just need the surface area. That's the important part. So we'll take this rack and we'll set it on top of the other rack, just like that. And then I'll put the top on. And I'll either be back at about 1 a.m. or tomorrow morning if I fall asleep. It's 1:46 in the morning. And I could have waited until early in the morning, but I want to see how this is. It's nice and damp. Not wet per se, it's just damp or moist, as Dylan would say. Nice and moist. So we're going to move it over here, and I'm doing this all in one shot so that you know that I'm not turning off the camera on this, that this is in fact what you are seeing. Of course, it's not easy to get it perfectly lined up while holding a camera. There we go. Not quite what I want. That looks good. Take this, put it over it, and I'll put the other shelf on it in just a second. I need both hands to do that. Just wanted to show you that there is actually another shelf on top of it. There's actually two shelves on top of it. So we'll check it in the morning. I'm going back to bed. Okay, it's a little bit before 8 o'clock in the a.m. and I'm showing my boards here. We're going to pick them up. I wish I could show you how that's going to work. Actually, I might be able to. I'm going to have to turn the camera around, or the phone around. Let's see if I can make this work. Can't quite get it to sit the way I'd like it to. I'm stuffing a bunch of old boards, the comic boards in there. That'll work. So we'll take these off. When I say these, that's because there's two of them. Set her over here. Let's see how she looks. Dirty, nasty, filthy. Still got a little tiny bit of a spine roll where I didn't quite get it perfect, but it's a whole lot better. There's a little spot that I cleaned a little bit of. I need to do a lot of cleaning on this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it. I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out, although it's not quite what I wanted. This is the way I do it. I just even it up on one side and press it down on that. And it's still a tiny bit damp. It's not completely dry. So we're going to see if we can't get it to work. Yeah, it went right back to what it was. You know what? That's good enough. We're happy with that. I'm going to clean it up and then maybe I'll try it again, but I don't think I'm going to need to. It looks good. So, yeah, I'll catch you in a few seconds.
Well, there you go. It's a little chilly this morning, so I have a sweatshirt on. The test. My air conditioner just went on. It's chilly and my air conditioner went on. Yeah, it's under 80 degrees. It's chilly for Texas. The test for any good method of is, will it produce the same results repeated? And I think this method meets that criteria. Here, of course, is that lowest lane. And of course, here's the backside. Still got a very slight spine roll. I will get that fixed. But first, I want to go ahead and clean this up some. And I'll probably go ahead and show this on my Wednesday night video. If it's done, if it's ready. If it's cleaned up enough. I don't know how long it's going to take me to clean this. It might take a while. But like I said, the test of anything is it repeatable? And I've done this on more than just the two comics. Of course, I did a test. I did a test on a Gold Key comic from the 60s. And it worked. It worked really well, as a matter of fact. And then I tested it on one of my Tarzan comics from 1953. Amazing. Just turned out beautiful. No spine roll at all. And you will see both that Gold Key and that Tarzan on my next live stream. And I'll even pull them out of the bag to show you the results. They had some pretty bad spine rolls, but they're fixed. And that's what led me to decide, well, let me go ahead and do this on camera so you can see the results. Of course, the question comes to mind, can you put it in a hot press? Absolutely you can. I prefer doing it in a cold press because there is moisture involved, and I don't like putting wet things in my hot press. I do it on some things, but I prefer not to. So yeah, it's absolutely. And do you have to use those particular type of ports? No. You can get two cheap cutting boards, put one on the one side, one on the other, and put a weight on it, and it'll do the same thing. So hot press cutting boards, you can put it between a couple of books. If you have some good sized books that are smooth, you can do that too. It's a system that works, and it works in a lot of different scenarios. The most important part is, of course, the humidification. Now, you don't have to use those little wire racks that I use. I just did that for convenience. I have them. I might as well use them. But you do need a fairly large tub. I think mine's around 24 by 12 or maybe 16 by 5. So it's a shallow tub, but it's long and it's wide, which gives a lot of surface area for the water. And that's what you need. I mean, people tell me, oh yeah, humidify your comic. Just wet a sponge and put it in there. The sponge doesn't have that much surface area to really do a good job, and you have to leave it in there longer. You saw, I left it in for 6 hours. That's all that was required. Okay, I went about 7 hours on the lowest lane because I fell asleep. I do sleep occasionally. And that's it. The more surface area you have for the water, the better the results for the humidification. So that's going to be it for this video.